Game entry narration assistance. Press triangle to turn off. Press square to continue. Photosensitive seizure warning. If you, or anyone in your family, have an epileptic condition, consult your physician prior to playing New World, Aeturnum. Press square to continue. Basic settings. Press square to continue. Brightness settings. Press square to continue. Press circle to go back. Code of conduct. To
I don't like it. Sailing to an uncharted island with strange folk aboard.
Keep your voice down. I just want the captain to hear you.
It ain't the captain I'm worried about. It's that priest. If he's a man of the cloth, I'm the Virgin Mary.
All you seek will soon be yours, Captain. It is indeed the island of legend.
So you say. If you're wrong, the price of the voyage will be paid in blood. Yours. And those vagabonds you brought along.
They merely seek adventure, Captain. The island calls to those who forge their own destiny.
Character appearance. Press square to continue. Press circle to go back. Character appearance. Press square to continue. Press circle to go back. Character name. Character name. Please type a character name. Press circle to go back. Character name. Please type a character name. Press circle to go back. This name is in use. Please edit the character name. Press square to continue with your character named Ori Leggett. Press circle. El Dorado in crossplay. Press square to create character. Press circle to go back. Loading. Please wait. Loading. Please wait.
You lied to me, priest!
I warned you the journey would be difficult.
You said nothing about sailing through the very gates of hell!
Hell is all but inevitable for one such as you, Aldous Thorpe. The island offers something much greater than gold. Redemption. For me, and perhaps even for you. Do not fear the storm, Captain. Faith will see us through.
accept my gift.
I feel your blessings surge within me. Everlasting glory will be ours.
What is mine? And now, you will join me. No matter. You will be mine soon enough.
Loading. Please wait. For text chat with other players, press the left button to open chat. Type message, then press square to send chat. For proximity voice chat with other players, press and hold the left button while speaking. Astapasta says, oh. Grimsix says, Twitch TV_Grim_SX run it up. Grimsix says, Twitch TV_Grim_SX run it up. Master Deadly says, charm mount raid looking for more 17/20. Zrave says, I pay 1k for help, need help for bold caster. Zrave says, I pay 1k for help, need help for bold caster. Ellie Commodore says, X charm. Sir Dong Skirt says, ill help. Uee says, XWB. Christian Q says, X bold caster, but keep your money. Marlord Out says, LF1 bleed and 3 evade DPS for Hive Lingual Gear Exp only. Sir Dong Skirt says, already at bold caster. Ellie Commodore says, X charm. Summoner Geek says, X merc. Sir Dong Skirt says, X bold caster. Joda Ren says, how do you get rid of direct message convos? Have too many now. Tab Flip says, twitch.tv/table3 flip Gorgon time tank POV3. Marcus Brutus says, log off and back on. Maniacal May 3 meters says, X bold caster. Zalolam says, Weapon Matrix, 4,600 gram WTS. Attic says, go with tank. Locky D. Cocky says, core. Fred Johnston says, X merc. Dacus says, X bolt. Jensen says, LS/VG healer looking for a fun Gorgon group, D. Anti-Wokester says, if you streaming this game you must not want to be a streamer lol. Shades Way says, X bold caster keeper gold. Olive 3R says, XWB. Uee says, XWB. PRLSCLLLA says, X merc. Hunts Da says, yo. Hunts Da says, come race me. Shades Way says, X bold caster keeper gold. Fred Johnston says, X merc. Galaxy says, at anti-Wokester small community games can help you grow. Bliasmo says, any Mahantaram groups? Nitimist says, X bold caster. Galaxy says, think of Cypher before Fortnite he was For Honor player. Mitchell says, X bold caster. Thunder Chunker says, X merc. PRLSCLLLA says, X merc. Hattery says, X merc. Epically says, X lost. Devi12 says, X bold caster. Mr. Merc says, X bold caster. Mr. Merc says, X bold caster. Phantom Limb says, same. Sunbathe says, X Hive evade. Alina Gilbert says, X lost. Ol4Q says, X merc. Zenthia says, X bold caster. Till says, X hove. Chaos says, 1. Venonati says, X life. Chaos says, X bold cast. Astapasta says, is the best way to level up riding just doing races? Astapasta says, or is that even the only way? Zalolam says, Weapon Matrix, 4,600 gram WTS. Mivtli says, XWB. Thunder Chunker says, X merc. Zaro Santiago says, yeah you'll get all the way to 250. All Jeezer says, races. Christian Q says, at tab I flip why'd you kick that person? Mitchell says, X bolt. Ioxco says, X table. Christian Q says, oh to their elk you mean. Zenthia says, LF Bold Caster Group PLZ. Even Sky says, X Merc. Christian Q says, right arm, D. Chaos says, X Bolt. Daichi says, X Merc. New Shy says, X Merc. Hookster says, X Lost. Christian Q says, tell as I love him. Inzai says, LFM Weekly Fresh Hive, EXP for fast run. Need all, link gear in DMs. Melee for first boss, range last boss. L Cardi CHVAL says, X Arsel. 8 Tokaj says, XWB. Master Deadly says, Charm Mount Raid looking for more 17/20. Lionel Johnson says, I think I'll just sell my house in Ebb for one in the new zone. Anyone interested in property in a prime location right next to TP in Eben? Don't be mad G says, X Charm. Mrs. Dedudu says, Major Human Combat Trophy, Major Angry Earth Combat Trophy, Major Ancients Combat Trophy, Major Lost Combat Trophy, Major Wildlife Combat Trophy, Major Corrupted Combat Trophy, Major Cooking Crafting Trophy, Major Harvesting Gathering Trophy, White Gold Silk Daybed, WTS Any Trophies, DM Order. Brother Dan says, WTS, Grand Archmage Morigos' Ancient Spear. Myra says, which charm is it? Can somebody who has it link? Thunder Chunker says, Merc portals are a POX up. Zalolam says, WTS, Weapon Matrix, 4600 gram E. 3 left. Jensen says, LS/VGLF Fun Gorgon Group. Carter Van Gogh says, X Nebbit. Even Sky says, X Merc. Salandra says, I hear it's more like a in-room in the castle than a house though could be wrong. Kilua G Zaldik says, X up for life ring just a couple of spot left for this raid group. Prime Eyes Back says, Ancient Mandible, WTS Cheaper Ta. Tristane says, Powerful Redono Mount Charm. Tristane says, this one? Marlord Alt says, LF1 Bleed and 3 Evade DPS for Hive Link All Gear Exp only. Zalolam says, WTS, Weapon Matrix, 4600 gram E. 3 left. Even Sky says, X Merc. Prime Eyes Back says, Ancient Mandible, WTS cheaper than TP offer DM. Hattery says, X Merc. Meister says, thanks for the heals. Tristane says, X Merc. Doom Sparkle says, X Merc. Sir Bennington says, X Merc. Marlord Alt says, LFM need 3 evade DPS for Hive Link Gear Exp only. Daichi says, X Merc. Brother Hovig says, X Merc. Rerunch says, Othus. 8 Tokaj says, X Merc. Candigram says, X Merc. Hattery says, X Merc. PRLSCLLLA says, X Merc. Doom Sparkle says, X Merc. Zynikina says, X Merc. Rufus Red says, X Merc. King Foos says, X Merc. Inzai says, LFM Weekly Fresh Hive, EXP only for fast run. Need all, link gear in DMs. Melee for first boss, range last boss. Visus says, need help to kill a lion. Male Fantasy says, X-Merc. Eight Tokaj says, X-Merc. The Deserter says, anyone else getting a headache with the